So, sir, we've recently at least established that Shorts is a viable solution for brands based on how the evolution of Shorts has been. And if you've not checked out that video, do look at it. But what makes a good short? Very, very interesting question, and something that everyone wants to know, especially some of our budding creators who are watching out there. So, if you have to just sum it up, and we'll go more details as we go along in this video, but what makes a good short?
So I would say a short is a creative way to convey something which is clear, concise, and in a very small amount of time. So creative is the first thing which we have to make sure that it's not a bland kind of a language. It's not a bland kind of a video. Like for example, we are sitting here and talking to the camera. That kind of video might not work in shorts. So you have to be creative in creating your shorts. You have to be clear and concise, and you have to speak whatever you have to say in very small amount of time. So that is the basis of shorts.
Very interesting. You talk about creativity. I want to understand that a little bit more. So when you say creativity, we've seen some shorts go viral where people are doing absolutely crazy stuff, like setting things on fire and God knows what all happens, right? So when you say creativity, if you could give us some examples or some things that keep this in mind or do this, and therefore that makes a short that makes a short viral. Maybe we can start from the script or the essence of the short itself.
Yeah, so normally what creates a good short, normally how it should start is you should have 1,000 ideas, and you have to shortlist, let's say 100 of them. And you have to make sure when you are only focusing on short, you have to make sure that somehow your short is created in a way that it goes viral. And what makes it viral is a good hook, a very good story, and some kind of twist. Okay. Hook is normally 2 to 3 seconds kind of a content which hold the person from swiping away. That's the main aim. So it can be anything where you are saying ki I'm giving this cell phone for $1 or something like that. So just hold the audience for 2-3 seconds, and then you give it a story. And normally you tell the story less and you show the story more. So I mean, there should be a lot of very quick cuts where you are showing stuff instead of talking all the time. Okay. So that is the thing, and story has to be made in a way that it is compelling and rewatchable. Okay. So in shorts, average view duration of 85% or more is considered good. So I mean, so what it means is some people will swipe away with, let's say, 5% or 100% of the watch, but some people will rewatch the shorts, so their watch time is more than 100%. So average should be around 85% plus is a good average view duration.
Very interesting. You talk about hook, I think, and hook essentially is how you start the video, right? How you are holding the audience. So as, let's say, someone who's a script writer or a content creator, right? Can you give some examples of when you say this is a good hook? I think you said that I'm going to give away this phone for whatever, $1, right? So can you give some examples of writing a good shorts hook?
I'm showing this page on your screen, and you can see that many times the way you start your video, because I told you in shorts the hook is only 2 to 3 seconds only. So very quickly how you start the video is what is going to either hold your audience or they will swipe away. So in front of your screen there are around 36 such starting points, starting hooks by which you can start your videos to hold the audience.
So very good. You've basically given a little bit of a cheat sheet.
Yeah. So that's what we use.
But okay, we've started with the hook, we've created a story. You also mentioned something about fast cuts, which means the role of an editor, right, becomes very critical. And I've had this told to me that, hey, this is a long video, so therefore editor's job is more. This is a short video, 1 minute. Why do you want so much editing, right? So what are some good editing techniques, or how can editing help in the entire virality concept of a short?
Yeah, so as I said, there's a hook, there's a story, and there's a twist, and it should be rewatchable. And video editing has a lot of work to do here, because there's a continuous movement is required. For example, right now we are sitting and talking to the camera. This kind of thing doesn't work in short. So in short, normally you would see people standing and talking in some aggression, fast voice and energy. So that energy has to reflect in the editing as well. Okay. So there would be fast cut, there would be a lot of B-roll, whatever word you are speaking. There must be something in B-roll which is going very similar to that, and there's a lot of text which is being projected on the screen that works as well.
Okay.
So that is another thing. Then a lot of sound design is required, lots of whoosh and whoosh and all those stuff. And on the screen there are some specific places where we should not put anything, because on the right hand side and bottom there's a lot of textual content, thumbs up, thumbs down button, and all those things. So those things also need to be remembered. And another thing is any part of video which is even a second, I would say nothing is happening. Let's say at the end of the video you are saying, okay guys, that is it, thank you very much, have a good day, bye bye. All that needs to be cut. It's just as soon as it starts, without a pause, without a or has, immediately your content should start. And as soon as your content ends, not even a 1 second delay should be there, it immediately should be cut.
Interesting. So by and large, what I'm able to understand is an editor's job on shorts is tougher than doing a longer video, because like you said, there is value for even 1 second because it is a tighter package, right?
Yeah, because average short would be around 35 seconds. And if you say 1 second, it's like 2 to 3% of your average view duration. So if you cut 1 second from it, your average view duration increases by 2 to 3%.
Very interesting. So you've been talking about average view duration, and this is, by the way, a subject that we have covered in some of the things or some of the parameters on how to know if a video is doing well or not. You should watch that video. But in terms of shorts, right? I mean, one way that anybody can know if the short is good is by looking at the view counts, which is available to everyone. But as a creator, right, if you have to assess if the short is going in the right direction or wrong direction, how or what would be the parameters inside YouTube Studio that you would look at to say that this is doing good or this has a lot of potential?
Yeah, so there are two specific things on which you need to keep an eye, and there's a third one which I'll talk later. So first thing is how many viewed your content and how many swiped away. Now this is, again, we have to keep it in mind that you need to check this value separate for the searched keywords based shorts as well as viral based short. For viral kind of shorts, a swipe away of 25% or more is harmful. So you should have at least 75% average plus the people who are watching your shorts. Okay, and for search kind of content, 85 to 90% is what the people should be watching, and less than 20% should be swiping away. Okay. And the second is audience retention. Now that is an important thing. Average retention, as I said, should be 85% plus. Normally 85% or lower would not give you that virality. 90% plus is considered very good.
Brilliant. So we'll put some graphics on the screen on what a good retention graph that you talked about looks like and what a bad retention graph looks like. So we talked a little bit about how to start the shot, how to do the story, how to do a little bit of editing. You very interestingly mentioned we all have this, so I hope this has been useful to you. Thank you, Tata, bye bye. So how do you end a shot? Because so what I have seen in a lot of retention graphs is it just keeps going down, and by the time somebody realizes that this is over, you swipe away. So how do you end a shot?
What I would suggest is normally you should just abruptly end your shot. Okay, you should not give any hint that the shot is ending. For example, on your screen, you can see an example of a shot which is like going down, and at the end towards around 20 seconds, it's completely drops down, and that's where the person is hinting that this shot is ending. So we should never give that hint that this shot is ending. That's the first thing. If you can make it in a loop, let's say for example, your first sentence in the shot is, this is why I buy this phone. That is your first sentence, and last sentence of your shot is, so these are the reasons, and you cut it. Now these are the reasons why I buy this shot. So if you can create this kind of loops, sometimes people watch those kind of videos twice, and then they realize, oh, data is already ended and it is going on a loop. So that gives a lot of average view durations increase in the videos.
Very interesting. I think this is something I'm sure a lot of you would have learned for the first time, which is creating the entire looping piece of it. I think you appropriately also talked a little bit about audio. Audio plays a very important role in shorts, and one of the things that we see is some of these, viral-ish songs being used and things like that. What is your take on that when it comes on audio in general, how important it is for a short success?
See, when we go towards the viral kind of shots, there are two types of shots. One is actually based on audio. For example, all the dance videos and all those stuff. So that is one kind of shots. And there's another kind of shot where somebody is speaking fast and telling you something which is very interesting.
Okay.
These are the two viral kind of shots. For videos where there's a dance involved in all those, yes, that music matters a lot. For other kind of videos where you are talking on screen, let's say explaining some concept in a very beautiful and creative way, there the music might not be required.
Interesting. I want to take to you about the speed of speech, right? We've seen some shots where it's very difficult to kind of even follow because you're trying to cram in a lot of content in 60 seconds because that is what you have, right? So what do you have to say about the speech, number one? And number two, because I'm talking about cramming in too much, if you are creating a shot, what is your average length that you keep in mind that, okay, do you go all the way up to 60 seconds or do you want to finish within 50 seconds or do you have any demarcations that I should be able to finish my content in whatever, 40 seconds, 45 seconds, anything like that?
I would say, as I said, content length around 35 to 40 is what normally we target because that is a period which we have seen that works for our channels. And normally speed is something which in normal discussion we go and we take long pauses.
Right.
Those pauses are what we cannot take. And normally, for example, if I'm talking to you, this is my speech. And if I speak for a short, I will be like, let's say I will say, क्या आप जानते हैं? So that aggression, that energy, क्या आप जानते हैं कि आप 20 की उम्र से शुरू करके 1 करोड़ रुपए आप सिर्फ 20 साल में कमा सकते हैं? Now, that is the way, I mean, you show your aggression, you show some energy and you speak very fast. But when we are talking, then the pace is kind of a bit slower.
Right. So you are saying that we have to, even if we are not a very fast talker, bring in that energy, bring in that speed when it comes to creating shots.
I would say not speed as much as your tone, because that energy, your tone has to be rise and fall very fast because that is important thing because speed might be slight slow, not as slow as what we are talking. I mean, faster than that, but it's not be like very fast.
Got it. Understood. Because you're talking about this, right, where you have to be more precise and things like that, scripting, right? And we've gone on record sometimes to say that, it is great to have an expert in front and allow them to express in front of the camera when it comes to long videos. But in shorts, more I'm listening to you, it feels like it has to be scripted word by word.
Yes, if not word by word, at least a word from each sentence. So, I mean, how many sentences you are going to speak has to be very clear to you. Otherwise, you will use all those hums and hums and you will use some additional words which might not be required and which might not make your content very concise.
Very interesting. So if you are interested in knowing how to write a good script for a shot, we'll have a video for you. Let us know in the comments if you'd like that.